Good Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is August 29th. We are almost into September 2022. And where did the summer, more importantly, where did this year go? It just flew by, ladies and gentlemen. But when you spend 2 months, the better part of almost 3 months moving and getting settled into a house, and before that it's packing and house hunting, everything flies by. I don't know if it's been that way for you out there in YouTube land, but it's been that way for me. We didn't upload videos for almost a month, but here we are putting out anywhere from 10 to 13 videos the last couple weeks. Big shout out to my amazing, talented, wonderful editor, Good Stuff Comics Gator. Hail, brother. Thank you for what you do. He'll be editing this video up too and making it look pretty for all of you out there to watch. We're going to talk about the weekend box office. Before we get into it tonight on the show, I know episode 218 episodes of Going In Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Goes all the way back to episode 41 right here on YouTube. Those are all in a playlist. You can check those out. But box office weekend, Jurassic franchise tops 6 billion global, Dominion at 990 million. Worldwide international box office. This came out around 2:14 in the morning. This from Nancy Tarleone. You see the Mosasaurus there. That was an underutilized creature in those movies. I would have liked to seen more of that. More so. I would have liked to seen it taking down some ships, some boats, some shipping vessels, stuff like that. It would have been kind of cool. But yeah, so Dominion was disappointing. It wasn't as bad as Fallen Kingdom to me, but I didn't really care for it. I mean, there was parts where I found myself kind of getting caught up in the movie a little bit, but for the most part, it was very lackluster. 900, but compared to like Marvel and stuff like that, I would much rather go watch a Jurassic World movie any day.
Just saying.
Than spend money at the box office to watch one of these Marvel things. It's like, my son wanted to go see Thor, and we just didn't have time to go see. I was honestly, begrudgingly, I was going to take him to see it. The wife took him to see Doctor Strange, too. They enjoyed it. I still haven't finished watching it. I probably never will. Speaking of Marvel, though, real quick before we get into the article, She-Hulk Episode 2 review, that'll be out later. I've got to get that out to you guys because, oof.
Here we go!
So here we go. Similar to recent weeks, we're still in a holding pattern at the international box office. Awaiting major new wide studio releases, there were a few milestones this session. However, Japan has in general been a bright spot, with local pick One Piece film Red and the continued thrum of Top Gun Maverick, while the market does the bulk of the lifting, potentially push Jurassic World Dominion across the 1 billion mark worldwide. I can't remember if Fallen Kingdom grossed $1 billion or not. I know the first one did. I'm pretty sure Dominion did as well. Fallen Kingdom, but that was horrible. That movie was, objectively it was terrible. Unless you're just going for the special effects, which I think a lot of people are, a lot of kids.
Terrible.
Universal Amblin's 6-film Jurassic World franchise crossed the 6 billion mark globally. The current installment, Dominion, is now at a worldwide tally of 990.4 million through Sunday. As we noted last weekend, Japan was the last major market to release and may be the swing on whether Jurassic World Dominion Dinometer clicks past the 1 billion mark. The market was the top holdover with a 25% drop in its fifth frame for a 40.9 million local cume.
The little engine that could!
Offshore, Jurassic World Dominion is at 615.7 million, surpassing No Time to Die to become the third highest grossing Hollywood pick of the pandemic era overseas. There was some new blood in the overseas markets as non-studio late summer romance angled to get turnstiles hot and bothered Voltage Pictures. After Ever Happy, the fourth movie in the YA franchise, rolled into more than 50 hubs, grossing 7.9 in its early bow. Those include number ones in Germany, the Netherlands, and Russia.
Russia?
Yes, Russia. Overall, Universal Illumination's Minions: The Rise of Gru led offshore play with $15 million in 84 markets, down 45%. The gang passed $500 million on Thursday overseas, 514 through Sunday, and is pushing the 5-film Despicable Me franchise across the $3 billion internationally. The global total is $868 million, 0.9 million. This is, I want to see what Thor is at because they'll talk about it down there. As long as Minions 2, The Rise of Gru beats Thor in the box office overall by the time it goes to Disney Plus, I'll be happy. China reached 24.5 million through its sophomore session, down just 43%, despite competition from local titles. Gru and Crew are 65% ahead of the bad guys at the same point in release, trailing only that title is the second biggest imported animation of 2022. Italy's second weekend added another 2 million for a $9.5 million cum, surpassing the lifetimes of Toy Story 4, Sing, Monsters University in the market. Toy Story 4 was okay. Sing and Sing 2 are absolutely wonderful movies. My son loves those. My wife and myself and him have watched those all, multiple times. Hilarious movies. Monsters University, we watched that a long time ago. I don't really remember much of that one. I don't think it was that well received, but it is what it is. It's a cute kids movie. Notable markets include the UK, 50.6 million, Germany, 30.8 million, Japan, 30.3 million, and France, 23.5 million. Sony's Bullet Train cranked out another 9.4 million, down 36% internationally, to bring the overseas cum to 95.4 million, and the global to 173.6 million. The film had a soft opening in Korea this frame with 908,000, despite a hero's welcome for Brad Pitt, who visited the market for the first time in 8 years earlier this month. Korea was down overall, with top title Hunt adding 2.9 million in the FSS frame for a $28.6 million cum to date.
Nope.
Universal's Nope trotted into 20 more markets in the session for a total of 78. The weekend scared up 8.3 million, down 54% in the holdovers, $31.1 million international cum. Global is now 148.7 million. Of that, IMAX reps 13.1 million. Mexico debuted to 900,000 this weekend at number 2 and taking 25% of the market. IMAX and 4D formats exceeded the norm. The opening was above Jordan Peele's Us and Get Out. Japan bowed with $800,000, almost 3 times bigger than Us and 3.5 times ahead of Get Out. Brazil scored the 4th biggest horror opening since the start of the pandemic at number 1, $600K, above Peele's earlier title. Saudi Arabia was the number 1 launch with $500K. Tops overseas on Nope so far: UK 7.26 million, Korea 3.1 million, France 3 million, Australia 2.8 million, and Germany 1.6 million. It always makes me laugh. It always makes me laugh how they just say Korea. Usually you have North and South Korea, but we know ain't no movies from the U.S. going into North Korea.
Not gonna happen! No, not gonna happen!
Still flying around the globe, Paramount's Skydance Top Gun Maverick is at $1.42 billion worldwide. That's after a $6.7 million weekend in 64 offshore markets, only down 24%, and with a $731.2 million international cum. The UK is set to pass $100 million on the Cruise Star anytime now, currently sitting at $99.7 million, following a $645,000 14th session. That was a 5% increase from last week. Itself had been 28% ahead of the previous frame. Maverick is going up. It just came to my theater. I was going to go see it this weekend, but I just didn't have time. I wish I did. Elsewhere, Japan dipped just 18% weekend on weekend and stuck number 2 in the frame for an $88.3 million to date. Behind Japan are Korea, 65.6 million, Australia, 62.8 million, and France, 55.9 million. I'm surprised the Australians are allowed to go to the theater. In IMAX, Top Gun Maverick has grossed 104.7 million globally. As for local language titles, Alibaba's New Gods, Yang Jin, was the top film in China with an added RMB 88.1 million. 12.84 million for a running RMB 297 of $43.3 million cum. The IMAX portion is 4 million. In Japan, Toei's One Piece film Red became the 5th highest grossing local title ever for IMAX, reaching a $5.3 million cum. Full box office numbers are to come, although the movie crossed 10 billion yen, $72 million last week, the second fastest milestone in the market.
And it's coming fast.
Coming this week, there are a handful of new local titles in China, while international rollout starts on IMAX versions of Steven Spielberg's classics Jaws and E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Now that sounds. I would love to go see E.T. in the theater. I would do. If they get that at my theater, which I doubt they will because it's a smaller theater, I would take my son to see it. Same thing with Jaws. He loves Jaws. We've watched that movie 20 times. He absolutely loves that. Miscellaneous updated cumes and notable. DC League of Super Pets, 4.4 million international weekend, 71 markets, 72.4 million international cume, 146.5 global. I'm not going to go through all these. Let's see here. Beast, that's the Idris Elba, 4 million international weekend, 60 markets, 16 million international cume, 32.6 global. That's got to be kind of a disappointment. 36 million. Thor, his love is a blunder. 2.6 million international weekends, 31 markets, 410.1 million international cumes, $746.7 million. And we know how Dominion did. Elvis, The Invitation. Is that a vampire movie? 1.6 million international, 19 markets, 1.6 international cume, 8.6 globally. Black Phone, 686 international this weekend, 686,000, 75 markets, 68 million international cume, 157.2 million globally. I really want to watch that movie. Ethan Hawke has a decent acumen for horror. He was good in Sinister and also The Purge. I mean, The Purge isn't really horror. I guess it kind of could be considered a type of horror.
Is it?
I've heard nothing but good things about The Black Phone, so that's one that I do want to check out.
I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, I want to talk about this for just a split second here. Thor: Love and Thunder. Okay, now this movie is a shit show. It's underperforming. I mean, they've got to be disappointed in this. $746,670,158. This debuted July 8th. All right, we're almost into September, and it is losing to...
Drum roll, please.
Here we go. Minions 2, The Rise of Gru. $868,873,000. This opened July 1st. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's been in theaters a week longer. It's been in theaters a week longer, right? It's $120 million ahead of Thor 4, which is absolutely beautiful. And, this is Universal. Disney's got to be kicking themselves in the ass. They're one of their tent poles is losing to Minions, which is amazing because I went to see this movie in the theater with the family and everybody loved it. Like, I literally at some points was laughing so hard I was crying. Minions opened to $107 million in 4,300 theaters, almost 400 theaters back on July 1st.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it, folks. That was a little breakdown of the international weekend at the box office. Jurassic World, the franchise is, $6 billion deep. This one is $10 million away from hitting the billion mark. I do believe that this will happen for Dominion. I do. And I'm not saying that because I love the movie. I think it's some transcendent high art. It was a blockbuster, a typical summer blockbuster movie. And I think we can stop with this whole pandemic era. I really do. Unless you're completely afraid of your own shadow at this point, you're back to living your life as normal outside of the inflation. But did you go to the movies this weekend? What did you watch? Did you see Dominion yet? Have you seen Minions 2? Did you go see Nope? Did you see Where the Crawdads Sing? Because that shit's been playing at my theater for 2 weeks, and I was finally, and when Top Gun came, I was like, I want to go see Top Gun, then I didn't have time. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I have a big day planned today. I've got to get on the other side of that wall and work out, and we've got some business to take care of outside of YouTube for a couple hours. We've got a week's worth of live streams still up in the air about this coming Saturday night. Whether we're going to do the show or not, we will be watching wrestling over on Angela Straven's channel if I'm in town. Like I said, if I'm out of town, we're not going to have a show unless Tony wants to host which in that case, there will be a Saturday night show. But if not, you got a week's worth of videos coming. She-Hulk episode 2 review either today or tomorrow morning. Terminalist episodes 5 through 8. Hey, we dropped a bunch of channel members. Those gift memberships expired. Folks, 2 tiers, $2.99, $4.99. Don't hesitate to join if you're so inclined. No pressure. If not, hey, subscribe, slap the bell for notifications. We do on average, and we're adding a 4th. After this week, we're adding a 4th live stream, ladies and gentlemen. I will be giving you 4 live streams every week. 2 member streams. We might even add a 3rd member stream for you guys out there. So because I need to produce more members-only content, I need to get you guys some videos. I do. It will happen. I'm getting back into the groove now of school and everything, so we will have much more content. Go back and watch the Russian video if you haven't seen it yet. Saturday night show was a blast. There's over 1,000 videos in the back catalog. Thank you very much for helping me make this channel what it is, and my team around me, my editor, Good Stuff Comic Skater, my co-host Tony ToneDef, the Horseman, Vinny, Tardamella from Vinnieart, Red Gaze, Chris Fisk from Infinitale Chronicles, Angelus Draven, he's our Tony Schiavone. You know, there's a team here. It ain't me, it's we. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Etep Okuyan, a representative from the Place to Be Reviews, right here with all of yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's my